Hey everybody, what's going on? V-Man Rich Navarre here, and welcome to the latest edition of The Beat. I got a heck of a show for you today. My guest today, you're not going to believe some of the stories that this guy has. He's been around, and he's known quite a few very, very, very prominent musicians over the years, and he's going to tell us some stories about his association with some of those musicians, like the Allman Brothers. Yeah, my guest today is Charlie Rotenberry, and you've seen him all over the place. I made a comment on the promo that Charlie probably gets around to more shows than D-Lady and I do, and we get around to quite a few. Anyway, he's here. He's going to be on the show, and after the interview portion, we're going to go back on the kits, and him and I are going to go back and forth and see what kind of mischief we can get into, all right? But first, I want to say thank you so much to everybody that is supporting the show, who's watching the show. If you have a comment or a question, go ahead and post it. And D-Lady will let me know that you have a question or a relevant comment, and she'll let me know, and we'll get it out here on the air for you, okay? So we're totally live, 100%. As a matter of fact, I wanted to make sure everybody knows that D-Lady is now my producer and the camera operator full time. So she does a lot of our interviews when I'm out on the field and so forth, and she's gotten pretty handy with the camera. So she'll do just fine. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. So anyway, music news is next. Okay, music news. I thought about whether I should talk about this or not, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Keela Richardson. Okay, you've heard me talk for the last couple of episodes about this woman and her rise to notoriety and fame being on American Idol. She made it down to the final three, but unfortunately she did not make the end cut, and Hannah ended up taking first place. Okay. What I want to know is, what's up with all the conspiracy posts that I'm seeing on social media and stuff? The show was rigged. She got a raw deal. This ain't right. I even saw some of them that even threw race in there, and I never put that in there, ever. So I'm going, what the heck? You know, I mean, American Idol is there to find talent and find somebody that they can promote and use and make money off of. And many times, the actual winner doesn't even end up doing much after that. I mean, you can name so many of them. Shoot, Jennifer Hudson. She didn't win the year she competed. But look at her now. She has blown up all over the world. And I believe Keela is going to blow up as well. She is a very, very talented woman. She's got an excellent voice. She's got a wonderful personality and a golden heart. And being a member of the Pensacola music team, I just have to say, we salute you, Keela, and we're so happy that you made it as far as you did, and we should all support her, okay? I mean, votes are votes, people. And when they open it up and you say you can vote 10 times or unlimited times, all that means is that more people voted more times for the other ones. And that's the way it works out, you know what I mean? So, and if anybody knows anybody from her camp, please let her know. I'd love to have her on my show. Keela, if you're out there and you see this at all, darling, come on my show. You're back home now. No reason not to. Let's promote you some more here right locally on The Beat. What do you say? So anyway, we're not only so very proud of her, we're looking forward to performances in the future. I think she's got a book performance coming up at the Sanger. Is it next month? You don't know? Okay. And that's a ticketed event too, so they'll be charging for that show, but it'll be at the Sanger, so it'll be a good place to see the show. No doubt about it. One of the better houses we have for bigger shows here in Pensacola. And finally, it was really disappointing that Bands on the Beach got canceled this week. What do y'all think about that? I saw plenty of posts out there that said that they nuked the show way too prematurely, that they should have waited until at least the afternoon. I was watching the weather all day because I was looking forward to it, to come out there and cover Christy Day and Bad Juju. And it didn't look good for the bulk of the day, but the weather report showed all the mass of everything already going by. and yet we still got a cancellation for Bands on the Beach. That happens, unfortunately. I don't know who's in charge of making those decisions for Bands on the Beach, but I would hope maybe in the future they give us a little bit more leeway, wait a little bit later in the afternoon. It doesn't take terribly long to set everything up in there. I know it doesn't. And we could do it in a moment's notice if we had to. So, but you'll get a chance to support Christy D and Bad Juju this weekend, and I'll be mentioning that in the upcoming shows. Because they've got a twofer this weekend. They're playing both Hub Stacy's. Friday, they're playing Hub Stacy's downtown, and then Saturday they're playing out at the Point. So, if you want to get a chance to go see Christy D and Bad Juju, you're going to have two opportunities this weekend to do that. We might go see them when they're down here at downtown Hubs. We'll see. We haven't decided yet, but always a good show. They are consummate entertainers. Christy D's got a rare pair of lungs, and she knows how to work a crowd, and she just knows what she's doing, that girl. And the music is always good. It's a combination of Louisiana soul, and there's some rock in there, and well, they arrange their own stuff from time to time, and it really, really comes out great. I think they're one of the best bands we have here in Pensacola. So, now, without any further ado, that's it for music news. We're going to talk about the upcoming shows, because I got a bunch to talk about. First off, Bamboo Willie's hosts a ton of live music this weekend. Tonight, Bye Bye Irie Mine. They hit at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, Rock Starfish performs at 8 p.m. Saturday, Tyler Livingston at 3 p.m. and Rock Starfish again at 8 p.m. And then Sunday, Thin Ice takes the stage at 3 p.m. for the Crawfish Boil, which starts at 1 in the afternoon. So if you want to get some crawfish, get down to Bamboo Willie's. Tons of live entertainment this weekend coming up. The Ice House Tap Room in Gulf Shores hosts Sand in My Flip Flops Festival all weekend. Mason and Chris play Thursday at 9 p.m. Emily White Friday afternoon. Tim Roberts Band Saturday 3 to 7 p.m. DJ Vic hits Saturday night, and flip-flop giveaways. They're giving away some red soled flip-flops, and they've got 500 pounds of free crawfish they're going to be giving away for the Flip-Flop Festival down in the Ice House Tap Room in Gulf Shores this weekend. Floribama features Brandon Giles, Saturday 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Love me some Brandon Giles. He's one of my favorite entertainers. I'm still trying to get him on the show. He already said he'd come and do it, but he's a busy man. We're going to get him booked and get him on here. Johnny B's in Lillian, Alabama. Johnny B's Front Porch hosts High Cotton Friday at 6 p.m. Bushwhackers Landing. It's a relatively new spot, I understand. I haven't checked it out yet, but we are planning on going to check it out. Just like Red Haven out in Alabama, too. We got to check that one out. We haven't been there yet. Anyway, Bushwhackers Landing features Sean Williams tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow, Ian Nelson, 2 to 5, and Jackson Smith Duo will play from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday, Donna Slater hits the stage from 12 to 3, and Rachel Lane plays 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. The Bushwhackers Band comes on at 7 till 10 p.m., and then on Sunday, Brooks Johnson from 11 to 2, and then Ben Stack, 2:30 to 5:30, and Jeremy Hines from 6 to 9. Warrior Bear, Gary Hafner's spot. Gary, what's up, man? How you doing? Warrior Beer Company presents Coastal Cowboys Faith and Freedom Festival, Friday and Saturday. It's a crawfish festival and concert for a cause, featuring Justin Jeanson, Brandon Giles, Zach Thomas Dietrich, and a bunch of more. There wasn't a lot of details on the flyer on that, but if it's at Warrior Beer and Gary Hefner's putting it on, I'm sure it's going to be a great festival, and there'll be lots of entertainment and lots of fine people to go out there and hang with. So, the Point Restaurant, Perdido Key, has a weekend of live music. Tonight, Old River Band. Tomorrow, Bubba and them plays tomorrow. And then Saturday, Travis J. Smith. Sunday, Ben Lake, and all shows start at 6 and go till 9 p.m. this weekend. Calvert's in the Heights hosts the Michael Vincent Band tomorrow, 7 to 10 p.m. Bands on the Blackwater will host Blackwater Calvary Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. You all right? Okay. I'm just checking with my producer there. She put her hand over her mouth. I didn't know if something went wrong. So, the Handlebar features Melodious Allen, 7 p.m. tomorrow with 1211 and Cremo Smith. That'll be a good show. The Floribama Tent will have the Collective from 6 to 10 p.m. And Jake and Henry's, Fort Walton, I believe, starts the weekend off with, okay, let me get this up. Mo Divine Jazz and Blues Show. The Mo Divine Jazz and Blues Show. Mo Divine. Cool name. Tonight and tomorrow, 6-piece suits takes the stage. Saturday is Latin Salsa Day, and then Sunday they have brunch featuring Cat Kirby Live. So if you want to get out to Jake and Henry's this weekend, so many places are having a whole weekend full of entertainment and full of stuff going on, festivals everywhere. And it's not even Memorial Weekend yet. Traffic's going to be hard. Be careful when you're on the roads going from place to place, everybody. You want to be careful. There's no doubt about it. Seville Quarter hosts One Tripper, 9 to 1, Thursday through Saturday. One Tripper. I haven't heard of them yet. I haven't seen them yet. Are they in town, or are they a regional act? Anybody know? Let me know. The Sandshaker at Pensacola Beach presents Vinyl Revival both Friday and Saturday. Tell you folks, if you haven't seen a Vinyl Revival show, you got to get out to the Shaker this weekend because you will not be disappointed. Especially if you like 80s music. They put it on in a grandiose scale. They're great musicians, they're great performers and entertainers. And of course, my good friend Jim George is behind the kit, always banging out the best beats for Vinyl Revival. Calvert's in the Heights hosts Gene LeBay and the Reverberators. Talk about a power trio. Calvert's in the Heights, 7 to 10 p.m. Friday. AJ's on the Bayou has Jesse Booman playing 5 to 9 Saturday. Not Quite Fab plays Calvert's Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m. featuring my good friend Jack Grimley. Hey Jack, what's going on, man? I know you're filling in down there. I might come down and see you. We'll see what happens. The Tipsy Pelican in Orange Beach presents the Coots Band tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. Patty O'Leary's Irish Pub has a weekend as well. Seamus always does it well, Seamus. He's always got the greatest entertainment, don't you know? Jay Moody plays from 9 to 11 p.m. Tomorrow, Bad Kitty from 8 to midnight. Saturday, Civilized Natives hits the stage from 8 to 12. And Sunday, Blackwater Country comes on from 2 to 6 in the evening, in the early evening. So, Hippie Jim Sloan plays Hubs at the Point tonight, 6 p.m. and Sunday at El Paso Mexican Grill in Mobile at 6 p.m. The Wildlife Sanctuary of Northwest Florida is holding a Support the Locals Market on Sunday, 10 to 2. And my good friend Bill Rutland is going to be playing at that event as well. So go down there and see Bill. Tell him I said hi. Tell him the Beat Man sent you. Gulf Coast Bro Down at the Handlebar, 7 p.m. with Fate Jacket and many more. That's this weekend. The Aces play Tailfins tonight at 5 p.m. And then tomorrow at G.I.J.'s Tiki Bar in Fort Walton. And then Saturday at Billy Bowlegs at 4 p.m. for the Pirate Festival Weekend. Pirate Festival Weekend, how about that? Andy D's Roadhouse, Milton presents Mira Mira and the Walls. How's that for a name? Mira Mira and the Walls, Saturday, 7 to 11 p.m. Bad Alibi at the Angry Crab Shack, Orange Beach, Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. And then Something Huge is playing at the Pensacola Harley Davidson for Saturday Bike Night, starts at 8 p.m. as well. And of course, Christy D and Bad Juju at Hubs downtown tomorrow and at the Point on Saturday. So that's it for upcoming shows, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for paying attention. Hello.
I didn't do anything.
Hold it by hand if you have to. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Did this thing shut off? Did the gimbal shut off?
No.
Well, I don't get it. All right, we're making some adjustments here, folks. You get to see it. All right, level it out. Level it out. Let go of it. Technical problems, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh man, I don't know what happened here. All right, you're hearing my voice because I'm trying to get my gimbal started up again. This is what happens when you do live stuff, folks. Okay, now we're back to the beginning again. Here we go. And there's no editing that out. So if you're wondering what happened, I have a gimbal that I use. You've seen me use it out in the field many, many times. And for some reason, it just decided to go bonkers haywire. So just be very careful with it and only touch what you need to. Anyway, we're done with upcoming shows, and now it's time for my guest. Boy, oh boy, what a show we're having tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you. Charlie Rotenberry, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him around all over the place. I don't think he ever misses the bands on the beach. He's all over. I see him down to Paradise. He's there eating, if he's not eating mullet, he's down there checking out live music and so forth. He's been around Pensacola all his life, and he's seen and done many things that most of us would only dream of. And he's here today in the KTV studio, and he's going to enlighten us with a few stories of his life today. So I want to welcome Charlie Rotenberry. Come on in, Charlie, have a seat.
Hey, Rich.
How you doing, sir?
It's quite a place you have here,
Oh,
man.
well, thank you very much.
I used to be very photogenic, but nowadays not so much. So I said, I already broke your camera, and here you go. Anyway,
all right.
Proud to be here.
Are we
How you doing, my
I'm
man?
doing good. Are we in the frame? Are we doing good? All right. She gets to make a little bit. All right. Fantastic. Well, Charlie, I've been looking forward to this for a couple of reasons. Now, folks, you got to understand, before the show, we were out in the green room, which is my living room, and Charlie was telling some stories about some of the musicians and the people that he's met throughout his life, his start in the music scene here. He's got a lot to impart, and a lot of wisdom and years in the music business. So, Charlie, let's start off. Let's let everybody know. Tell us the story about how you got started playing music in your teens.
All right.
Let everybody know what's going on with that.
I grew up pretty poor with 4 brothers and sisters, and I never was allowed to play drums. So as soon as I hit 18, moved out of the house, I went and bought me a set of Ludwig drums and started playing. A year or so later, I married a girl, and we put together a band that had guitar players and a saxophone, and we became a garage band, and I was bit from then on.
Garage band.
That's right. And through the subsequent years, a lot of garage bands and bands that really didn't make it, that type of thing, which is the story of most musicians. And then I put together a band called Slasher, and that was heavy metal, high energy, a lot of original music, and the rest was, what I say, history. You got to be pretty popular around here.
Expound a little bit more on Slasher and the story where you were wearing the red leather pants.
Okay. Well, we played a lot of places like Franco's and the Destin Seafood Festivals and that type of thing, the fair. But I had this ingenious idea to book us at Floribama.
Okay.
The first heavy metal band ever to be booked at Floribama.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
On a Saturday, and they set us up on the deck, and it happened to be a hot day. And when you're in a heavy metal band, you got to dress all kind of flashy leather and all that. So what did I do? I put on red leather pants, and I'm sitting there in the first set, and I swear to God, there was a puddle of water around me. I was sweating so bad.
Man.
And the final song, when I got finished playing Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, your high energy bands there, but Pensacola's always been a great music scene. I was lucky to grow up here. We've had so many talented musicians and still have around here.
Wow.
I think you'll agree with me that this is a music-rich town.
Very, 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 very music rich. Tell everybody about some of the named bands that everybody would recognize that have come through Pensacola and that you've had personal relationships with?
Well, when I was 16, I was a lifeguard at the Palmetto Pool. The Almond Joys came to town to promote their first 45 record for you young guys, young people. It's the one that has the hole in the middle. And you have to use a little. But anyway, they came to town to promote their 45. Subsequently, I married a girl that her and her ex-husband were promoters, and they knew everybody from the Almond Brothers all the way through Johnny Winter, Edgar Winter, anybody was at the time that was in music. So I got to know a lot of them. I got to be personal friends with Dwayne until he passed. He's been in our house before at that time. Greg, many times. A lot of times backstage before the concerts. I will say he had some problems back then. He used to get so messed up that he couldn't even hardly remember the words to the song. And that was such a shame because he's one of my favorite blues
What a talent.
voices. And, oh yeah.
Oh.
But they played on Pensacola Beach a lot. One of the Oasis at the time was where the Flounders is. They played right in front of us, sitting right in front of Barry Oakley, and it was wonderful. One of our name musicians here, who was a lead singer for the Layman, Susie Storm and Layman, she was dating Greg at that time, and of course she was dating Joe Davis. She was so beautiful, she probably dated anybody. But it was a rich history growing up around Pensacola, and back then the place, so many bands came through there. But treasured all of them. Went to all the rock festivals. That's 3 days when there were like 32 bands there, and probably 29 or 30 of them got to be real good bands.
Right,
and
right.
name bands. That's back when they were making like chump change, but
Sure.
now they're making 150 million.
No wonder ticket prices per concert are through the ceiling.
But even our local talent here, there's been so many great musicians
That's
here,
true.
bands. One, Avalon, I think they played it on the beach for about 10 years straight.
Wow.
They're still around, bits and pieces. So many great musicians. I'm real good friends with one of our bands around here now called White Tie Ensemble.
Right, you were telling me about that
I
place,
remember
yeah.
sitting at the Sand Shaker when a couple of the guys were talking about putting that together about 15 years ago. And I promise you, it's way beyond what their expectations
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Some of the best musicians. As a matter of fact, Jerry Dawson, the lead guitar player, he's probably trained a lot of the great musicians, the great lead players now to this day.
Wow.
But we've always been blessed. I wish some of them had made it. I don't know what the trick is. You have to get out. The key is you have to get out of Pensacola, but certainly a lot of them deserve to make it because they're so talented, and even to this day. And you mentioned some of them. I was listening to you when you were going through the roll call, the groups around. People ask, well, why do I enjoy videoing bands and that type of thing? Well, it's for one reason, because I really enjoy it. And I also like to spread the love around to the people that can't get out and do it. Now, there's some monetization involved in that Facebook, but that wasn't anything to do with it.
No.
I just like people to share being able to share what I'm experiencing.
I appreciate it.
Because I am lucky enough to get out, and I like promoting our local bands, and I'll help them get started when they get on the beach. I'll give them permission to use my videos to send to the club owners, and
That's great.
next thing I know, they're on the circuit and they're all over here. So
Yeah.
music makes it's a universal language. Makes the world go round.
It sure does. And do you ever miss bands on the beach?
Well, I did. They pulled the chain on that one pretty quick, like you said.
Yeah.
I just wish they had a backup plan because a lot of times friends of mine will be playing at the dock at the same time the bands on the beach are. And then they'll listen to the bands on the beach for 2 hours, and at 9 o'clock then they'll all go to the dock. And I sit in there quite often with some of the bands.
Okay.
And they should have had a backup plan because Bad Juju, they had such a following, they could have just moved right into there, and as early as they called the show,
Exactly.
they could have just moved right in there, and somebody made a lot of money.
Oh,
But anyway,
boy. That
Monday
would
morning
be-
quarterbacking,
So that's Yeah, that's just the way it is. And folks, living down here in the South, especially in the Panhandle of Florida, we have to deal with weather, and shows get canceled all the time because of a weather situation. And nobody wants to be caught in the middle of a rainstorm, thunder showers, or God forbid, strong winds. Those things are nightmares to people playing on live music stages. I know, I've been there, and I'm sure you have too.
That's right. That's right. I can tell you, water and any kind of moisture on the equipment is not good.
Especially drums, right?
Yeah, well, getting back to that, the slasher band.
Sure, yeah.
I was the old guy in the band and the guy with all the money. So I had most of the guys had tattoos and earrings, and not me.
Still to this day?
I watched TV and they said that I noticed that the criminals always got caught by the tattoo. I wanted to be a criminal. But anyway, I had to be like the band master for them. No drinks on this, no drinks on that. And sure enough, they'd have a sugary drink that was spilled into electronic equipment. What's a sugary drink? You can't salvage it then.
No.
But I'd buy the Marshall Stacks and the Les Pauls and just please set it over there. With the younger musicians at that time, they seemed to think that they sounded a lot better when they were inebriated or something.
Yeah,
that ain't the truth.
No, it's not. No. I found it to be quite the contrary. If you want quality music, there's no doubt about it. What bands have you played with around here that somebody might recognize over the years? Local bands.
I've sat in with a lot of them, and a lot of my really good brothers and sisters in music are on the memorial wall at the Musicians Memorial. Too many, way too many.
Wow.
And but a lot of them from the earliest days, have invited me up to sit in and play with them and all. And I enjoy that. Music, it's again universals. That when we grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that music seems to come back and it gets so popular. Reggae bands, I think that's about ready to make a comeback too. One thing about the beach, it's always been very heavy in reggae. Richard Labacus started a band called Lazy Day, and he introduced us to reggae before it was even they knew what it was. They thought he was crazy.
Wow.
And next thing I know, it's popular as heck.
Yeah.
One thing about it though, I don't care how drunk the tourists or the people get, they can dance to the.
Oh yeah, that's good dance music.
A friend of mine, Michael Jenks, has a band. He's going to be playing Saturday at Paradise. And
Okay.
he's trying to bring it back a little bit. He's been one of the great musicians around here, numerous bands, and they made it a bunch of times. And were on the college circuit, that type of thing. But you name a band, count the years. Horseshoe Kitty.
Who did you sit in with just recently? The clip I used of you. Where was that at?
They were called the Beach Dogs.
Beach Dogs, yes, I love
Right,
Beach Dogs.
that's right.
Yeah, I covered them down at the break one night. They're
They
great.
showed the set list down. I said, okay. Well, the only one I could figure on one of the last sets was
Going to be wild.
yeah. Okay, Steppenwolf and all that. But
Yeah.
those memory muscles have a way of kicking in when it comes back to the old music.
And I thought you did a great job. I was playing that clip on my promo and stuff, but I watched the whole clip all the way through, and I'm not.
There's so many, you can't even mention all the bands that are around, and the Sandshaker and our beach clubs there, they have all of them. One particular band I like is Loaded Goat. These are all seasoned musicians,
Okay.
and they're all very successful in business, so they don't have to worry about anything. But they play a lot of the old music. And you mentioned the band Vinyl Revival.
Right.
I remember when they were first starting to put that together, because his wife was my hairdresser. No, don't say hairdresser. But anyway, they have really gone big time, man. Proud of them too. I just love seeing when the bands make it. We had a band from Key West. I don't even place the name, but that played at the Sandshaker 2 Sundays ago. And these guys, it was a 3-piece. The father was a bass player. The son was a great guitar player. They were a 3-piece, and they had arrangements on every song. I posted for those of you guys that want to go back. It was a Marshall something band, but very good. But
I'm gonna check that one out for sure.
as you can tell, I love doing music on the on videos, and occasionally they'll invite me up to sit in, and you know, it's a mental health break for me.
Sure, I understand.
The reason I got out of Slasher, I felt that I was holding the guys back because at that time I was a volume builder. I was like three different personalities. I'd get dressed in a regular business during the day, a three-piece suit for luncheons and that type of thing, and then leather at night. And I said, you know what?
That's a lot of clothes changes.
I took them out to California, put them with a lady called Sally Proctor, who's a Procter & Gamble fortune, and she was actually a bass player too, and the rest is history. So I made the sacrifice so that I can get on with my business world. Because I was building as a board of director of the Home Builders Association, senior officer, and it was just too much. And I have to make those decisions every now and then too.
Sure, I understand. As far as what you were just talking about there, your daytime occupation, for the most part, you are a realtor and you're a broker, correct?
I am. Since 1978, when I was building all the houses, I always had 8 to 10 realtors working for me and staffing their model homes. The same thing that all the big boys do right now. There are 2 or 3 model homes, so I've always, it's been, real estate. I've always loved it. Make that smile when they're giving them the keys to the house, and back then that was for his two earner houses. He'd be chest out, and the wife would be there smiling ear to ear. Now you can't tell. Most of the time, sometimes the wife is making all the money.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
But it's all about the people person, and being that. But people ask, you don't act like you work very hard, but I can assure you, any realtor, I make it look easy, but it's not easy.
And then he still has time, ladies and gentlemen, for going and seeing bands all over the place almost every night of the week, it seems like to me.
But that's networking.
Yeah, that is, right.
Can't believe how many people I meet, and I just happen to have business cards, and it happens.
Now, and being a businessman, I want to bring that into the music side from him because I talk to bands and young players coming up, trying to make something of themselves. Mm-hmm. They're great musicians. They got great talent and stuff, but they're lousy business people. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the year, they find themselves, some of them get in trouble because they don't set anything aside for taxes.
Right.
What kind of advice could you give to a young person coming up?
Well, most businesses fail because of that very reason. You need to have a foundation, and at least get a CPA or somebody that does your taxes. And if you can learn to do QuickBooks and that type of thing, you're even better at making things happen. Mm-hmm. Because Uncle is not a very good uncle, and he's merciless when he comes after you too. So,
that's for sure.
No matter how much you make, I'm off to a really good start this year. I mean, I've got 3 houses, averaging $1.4 million a house, and other things and condos and all that. So I'm sending Uncle his fair share.
Oh yeah,
right.
You got to.
You got to.
What's coming up this weekend for you? Who are you planning on going to see this weekend?
Well, the band that you mentioned over at Paradise, they're there for 2 days, and then I'm going to see Michael, and they're also having a classic car show over there, which is very nice.
Oh, okay.
That takes us all back in time. I remember my '56 Chevy
Oh!
surf wagon. I did it yellow and black. I tell you what, I had all the girls back then. They saw that wagon, they'd come after.
Oh my goodness!
That was one thing about having long blonde hair and everything. Growing up a surfer and beach boy and all that. But
I didn't know that either.
digress.
That's another thing I didn't know about Charlie, that he grew up a surfer as well.
I used to jump off that pier in the middle of the winter.
Is that right?
Before wetsuits, longboard, and you better catch up to that board fast, because if you missed it, that was a long swim in. But I wasn't one of the real good surfers, but I loved it. I still am mentally. I just had 6 knee operations and 2 shoulder operations that tell me that I'm not 30 anymore.
Yeah, I hear you there. Okay, well, let me ask you another question about the music scene around here. How do you see the Pensacola music scene in, say, 5 years' time?
I would hope that, we brought back a lot of the older music. There was a period, I don't know, I want to say 90s, that the music was really, I'm not much of a techno type guy and that kind of thing. But a lot of the old stuff, and it's so many times that these older bands, even like Rolling Stones that are coming through, they'll probably still be playing concerts when they're in wheelchairs. But the kids, they're listening to the music for the first time, so I think music will always keep transitioning. Just like bell bottoms and
Sure.
the things we have in our closet.
But I mean, season after season, we see new talent come through here. We see a lot of the old bands that have been around for years, you know, playing to brand new audiences every year because we are such a tourist town here. And we get quite an influx of out-of-towners during this time of year. So, what do you think is this is kind of an off question, but what do you think is the dominant genre in Pensacola?
Well, I want to say 80s and something that has lead guitar. Now the blues are making a comeback. Really, I was born with the blues, and occasionally I still have them. But I used to love playing the blues. I think there's a music for every occasion. I remember one time when I moved to New Orleans, it was not a very good night. I used to go see a guy called Big Al Carson. He's a legend in New Orleans, but he could play the blues. After listening to him, with me, any music. When I come in, I'm all stressed out, or got all the testosterone flowing from being real estate. Music just brings the levels down, and
yes,
you know what? It's the universal language. And hopefully, it will return to the language of love, because we're pretty divided in this world right now.
Yes, we are, and I'm so thankful for all the musical opportunities that are available here in Pensacola and along the Gulf Coast here in the Panhandle. D-Lady and I moved out here from Houston. And you know, Houston's a great town, but it is so big and so spread out. I mean, here, we live in East Hill at the base of the bridge, about four blocks from Graffiti Bridge. We can jump on the freeway and be just about anywhere in 20 minutes all over town, you know? I mean, Gulf Breeze, Pensacola Beach, all 10, 15-minute drive. We can be on the beach in our chairs, soaking up sunshine in 25 minutes, no problem, you know?
Right. It cracks me up when people say, we got traffic problems here. No, you go to Atlanta or California, the 405, you don't know what traffic, where you're devoting an hour and a half each way going to work 20 miles.
That's what I told people when we moved out here.
We're lucky here.
Yeah, Houston's got a road that goes around the outside of it called Beltway 8, and it is 8 lanes wide all the way around the whole city, and it stays packed. That's one reason we don't want to be there anymore. We got our family back there. We got 2 girls back there with families of their own. We'll go back to visit and brave the road, but we'd rather not.
I had a marketing company for 20 years, and I did fly, traveling all over the country, and I'll tell you that Texas and Georgia, Atlanta in particular, they cured me of using MapQuest. At the time I'd print out all the pages. There's so many belt lines, and you never knew when you getting on the belt line whether you're at east, west, or whatever.
Oh, man.
I was so glad when GPSs and Garmin's and all that came along.
Oh man, yeah.
But we are blessed with we need to be a little more proactive on traveling and plans and our infrastructure. But
one big contrast that I've seen with Pensacola music and musicians as opposed to Houston. Pensacola musicians are very, very down to earth. I mean, I don't see a lot of fathead egos. I really don't. I mean, I know that we got some musicians that have them.
I don't know about that.
But when I deal with them, I don't see that much.
You know what breaks most bands up are the egos.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. That's right. And the thing about it is, I think you'll agree as a drummer, it's always the singer and the guitar player looking around at us.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the bass player, we're okay. We got time. We got tempo.
I tell you what, I'm glad to be a drummer. I'd better be a drummer than anything else. And speaking of being a drummer, it's about that time. Charlie and I are going to get back here behind these kids, and we did not rehearse anything. We didn't talk about it much before the show. We're just going to do a little back and forth, play some beats, and see how that goes, and then we'll wrap it up after that.
I think I broke it to you that I hadn't played professionally since the 80s. I just get up and jam every once in a while.
And that's all we're doing today, Charlie, is jamming. So if you will, at this time, go ahead and make your way back there. I'm going to move this chair out of the way.
With 6 knee operations, I'll move a little slower.
That's
every time
fine.
I get up on stage, I have to be very, very
I
careful.
understand. And you just move as slow as you need to. I'm going to move now, too. All right, D-Lady, you got things under control there?
Well, this is a nice pad you got here.
Oh, that's a Pearl Forum kit that Charlie's playing over there. And since I gave him the set of sticks I had over here, I'm going to grab some sticks. So.
All right.
Go ahead, warm up if you want. That's fine.
you got any music or?
No, that beat you were just doing. Go ahead and start that. Well, fortunately, the studio is pretty well insulated, and the neighbors only hear a little bit. That's all they ever hear. You know what I mean?
I'm not a good guy as far as practicing at home, but I do have a 10-piece Rogers dating back to the heavy metal days with a double kick, DW double kick, and 12 cymbals. So anytime I want to get in there, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, all that frustration is gone.
Absolutely.
It's like getting on my Harley, going on a 20, 30-minute ride. It's all gone.
It's all gone.
That's right.
All right, let's try something a little bit slower, a little bit easier. Something like an easy blues.
Blues?
Yeah. everything. Here, I'm gonna be the only one playing. He's gonna follow me. Here we go. I like that. I can't follow that, ladies and gentlemen. That's about as far as you can take this situation.
Come
I
on,
can tell you right now.
You're much better than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Rotenberry on the drums on the practice kit over there. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show now, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had today. Show's a little bit shorter than normally, but sometimes they go longer, sometimes they go shorter. But I want to thank my guest, Charlie Rotenberry, for being on the show today. Thank you, Charlie.
And I'm not going to quit my day job. I'm singing an island royalty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to conclude it for the show. Go ahead, Charlie. We'll see you.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Stand right there while I close the show.
All right.
Is he in the frame? You got him? All right, good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I just want to thank you again to so many people that are watching the show, that leave comments and ask questions. Don't forget to keep the beat right here. KTV is what it's all about. Charlie Rotenberry, everybody, with the beat man saying, I'm out.